Hey, welcome back, everybody. It's your boy Cheer the Phenomenal. Welcome back to another video. Go ahead and like and subscribe to the video. Um, I want to give y'all thanks for continuing to keep supporting the channel, showing love, and letting me know what y'all thoughts in the comments below. But we're gonna get straight into the message. Um, just really want to start off by you don't want to wait too late when you got the opportunity to speak, when you got the opportunity to give back and and pour out your messages to others. It can mean a whole lot. It can make a big difference in this world. You know, even with your family. You know, the people who look up to you. You know, you got a lot of people that's waiting on you for you to come out and speak, for you to come out and lead them. You know, it's it's more like you are their role model. You know, you are their role model in this generation. You know, they looking for that person. All they need is that all they need is just to take that extra step. But if they hear your voice, if they seen what you're doing, everything positive, if they seen how you change your life around and things are shifting in your life, and especially if they see the God's work in your life, how He's moving, believe that you will change so many people. Believe that you will have so many people following you, and supporting you. Believe that you will change so many lives and you will save so many lives. This is what this thing is all. This is what this is all about. Saving souls, saving lives, putting your message out there. Everything that you went through in life, you share your testimony. You can save so much people's lives like that. You don't even know it. By the time you even speak or either tell your testimony and share your message out there to the world, you got people across the world looking at you. And all it takes is just that one that one message for something that just to click in their head, just to shift their whole energy, their whole environment, where they're at, mentally and physically. And they are looking for people like us. You know, I watch a lot of videos when mostly gain all my wisdom. Well, that's coming from God, but mostly gain all my knowledge. And I learn from these videos and everything from my part, from my perspective. I put things together, and everything that resembles my life, I just put it in my own perspective ways. Because I can relate to those messages. I can relate to those people who telling their story. I can relate to the things that they've been through in life. I can relate to a lot of things what a lot of people go through, but some just don't tell it. But the ones that do tell it, that's where you can actually see, okay, if this person can tell their testimony and talk about what they go through and what they went through in life, then I can do the same thing. And all that is just a a chain reaction, just affecting the world positively. with God's hands in your life. And I wanted to say this because I always been a person that I always been that big brother. I always been that uncle, that cousin, that grandson, that son, that nephew. I always been that person to always speak to my little nieces and nephews, my little sisters and brothers, my cousins, my family, period. And speaking to the younger ones, I just, even though the things that I was doing in the streets, I never wanted them to follow me. I always wanted them to do something better. I always used to tell them just stay ahead of me. Try your best to do is to stay ahead of me because I know what I could do. I know what I can do. But that just telling them and relating that message to them is just trying to spark something in their brain so that they can change the way how they think, to change how the way how they move. And every chance I get, I will speak to them. I will speak to them. And it always came off in a way that like I'm always trying to preach, but it was never that. You know, it was just letting them know that my intuition, my my spirit, my heart, cause what God was seeing, he already placed everything inside of me. He didn't want me to lead them in a different direction. He didn't want me to lead them in a dangerous path. So that's why I always had the passion to speak to them the way how I speak, and just to uplift them and to keep them going in the right direction. No matter what they did, and no matter what I did, I'll try to keep certain things or try not to do so much around them when I used to been like that in the streets. Just being around them, period. And trying to have that connection with them on that level, it was just kind of hard because they was watching and seeing what I was doing, you know, and me speaking these positive talks and everything, these positive messages and telling them, I know they was thinking like, how can he talk and tell me to do this when he doing this, and it lead and it attracts something to them that they want to do the same thing that I'm doing. Even if I'm big bro, they still want to do what I'm doing. If not do what I'm doing, but do the exact same thing what I'm doing, but in their own way. And that just kind of not had things balanced in a way. That had a lot of things not balanced in a way, and I really, really I really wanted, you know, change in my life. You know, I really wanted change. I was in the streets so hard, so deep in the streets. It felt like I was in the streets my whole life, which is I was. But I changed my life around when I was 22 years old. That just how deep I was in the streets, and so much was going on. You know, um, it was so many things that was going on. Like I could have lost my life so many times. You know, um, so many times. But by the experiences what I was going through and feeling the things that I was seeing, I for sure didn't want them to end up like that or feel that because the amount of work that you got to put through your mental and body just to be aware 24/7 like that out there, like it's a different ball game. It's a different ball game out there in the world. That type of lifestyle. And I just didn't want them to get too caught up and fell in love with it, like how a lot of people do. Most people do. They get caught up with that lifestyle and fall in love with it. They don't know how to escape it. But see, I always had some type of escape plan. At least I at least I tried to had it. Some type of plan that to leave the streets alone. I never wanted to be in the streets all my life, for the rest of my life, even though I was doing what I was doing. I always had that in my heart when, I was just, out there selling drugs and all of that stuff, and toting guns and all of that, doing drugs, drinking and all of that stuff. And I never wanted that for the rest of my life. I was doing it because I had so much trauma built up in me. I had so much things that I didn't know how to fix or how to heal myself and let go. You know, and it just comes with your family background. It just comes with growing up in an environment you're in. You'll try to do good. You'll do good for about a year or so. But that environment that you're in, there was plenty of times that I was on my own doing good. Like without even have to go back into the streets. And just the environment when you grew up in, and it's just some things you just didn't had no choice but to follow in line, because like I say, their environment, and then on top of that, the family situations as well. Family, how I want to say it, the family, whatever I'm trying to say, but it's just that when you got your when you wanna follow your family members as well, and you in an environment at the same time, it's just like, it runs through your blood, you know. But you're gonna it's always a change of mind, a change of heart, and that's why I always had with me. And I just wanted to not want I just didn't want to see people hurt. I just didn't want to see people end up the way that I seen at a young age, like 5 years old. I seen so much when I was 5 years old. You know, it was just so crazy. All of that stuff followed me, and I didn't know how bad it really affected me until I start getting older and older and older. Until I really started, I tell you this, until I really started trying to build a foundation and build a healthy, wealthy lifestyle of my own. I didn't know how bad it was until I really like start getting into like real estate, day trading, um, all types of things just to try to build wealth. I didn't know how bad it was deep down into my subconscious area. You know, I didn't know, and those things I had to actually work on that stuff. And so, and it took it's still taking some time, but it actually really really affected me so bad. Like it affected me so bad. I just didn't know. And I was always the type of person that always hold things in and not talk about it, and thinking that if I talk about it, I'm soft, I'm weak, or whatever, because that's the way how I was taught and brought up, and raised. You can't cry a certain way. You can't cry. You can't cry to let it out. To let your emotions out. You can't cry to even if you do cry, what are you crying for? It never been. It's okay to cry. It never been like it's okay and just let it out. I understand. It never been like that from no one. It always been, you know, what are you crying for? Um, Wipe your eyes. You weak. You soft. It always been that type of feedback from that, from your family and from others. It always been like that. So what really stuck out was that going through that, going through that so much, I just didn't want the same thing that I see my little sisters and brothers, my nieces and nephews, my little cousins, even my oldest cousins, even my oldest families. I just didn't want to see that with nobody, period. But the younger ones under me, I definitely didn't want to see that, take place. And that's why I always, talk to them every chance that I get during the time when I used to. And sometimes my little sisters and brothers couldn't stand that because, they always, especially my little sisters, they just always feel like I'm coming at them like trying to preach to them or whatever. They don't want to hear. They don't want to hear me talk, and it's just that they just grew up. They grew up fast. They grew up fast. So and it really had me looking in a different direction. Like something needed to give. Something needed to change. Something needed to change. And that's why I always wanted to change. That's why I always wanted to do good and be a better version of myself so that I can actually help and make sure that they don't look at the things that I used to do in a certain way to try to just to try to make it seem like and feel like to do what they wanted to do in life. And 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 it really hurt me. So that's why I'm doing what I'm doing now. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing now. That's why exactly why I really changed my life around, because dealing with that stuff is just too much pain and trauma, man. It's just too much to deal with. And when you ain't winning out of nothing, you're not going to win out of that lifestyle. And being around the wrong people that you thought was going to be there for you, and turned out to be there was not there. They was only there to be with you, to use you. They was only there just to have you lingering around. They didn't want you above them. They just kept holding on to you, just to try to figure you out so that you won't reach your goals, you won't reach your success. You know, and it really sucks. Like, it really sucks because you got these people like that, it's supposed to be family, but they only blood, supposed to be working together, coming together, and speaking to the younger ones, and just speaking out and just relating the message, whatever you're doing out there, period. Even if it's good or bad, if you got the heart, you got the spirit, if you got the mindset, the wisdom and the knowledge to do it, then why not do it? Why just go against one another and just be all for yourself? Maybe if you was still doing bad in a way, but not bad, but the heart that you have, the spirit, a good spirit and a good mind, and all you wanted to do to see people win, God would have stepped in and changed some things around and turned those bad things that you was doing into good. Instead of going against one another, it turned out worse for everybody. Now everybody gotta suffer. Now everybody gotta go through more trials and tribulations, and of pain, of agony, and just so much. Everybody got to go through it because you never know that you could have been that team player, that team player, the team up with one another, and to get, to get the job done, and it's just crazy. It's just crazy, man. But I really definitely gonna be talking about this more. Definitely gonna be talking about this more. But I just wanted to say that, you know, step out and just speak to people, so you can save people lives. You don't think that you don't think that you doing it, but as soon as you help somebody and just speaking or doing whatever you can to do to help somebody, you changing a spark in their mind to think that it's still help out here to lean on. It's still help out here to show some gratitude enough that they are not alone. That no one is not alone. So that's my message. That's my message for today. It's already 22 minutes, so that's my message. My message, and I just want to say thank y'all again. I'm going to continue on thanking y'all because y'all helping me help. Y'all helping me help others, and y'all helping other people as well. Because when y'all commenting down below these videos, other people looking at y'all messages, saying how thankful y'all is, and praising God as well at the same time, and other people looking at that, and that just draw attention enough to the channel, just to see what this guy is talking about, just to see what other people talking about, and just not only my channel, other people channels as well. We just want to save a lot of people, man, and trying to get to that point in life. Trying to get to that point in life, because the streets, whatever you're doing, it's a never-ending cycle. It's a program. As soon as somebody get hurt, it's a retaliation. Now, this person thinking that they can't be touched, and it just goes on and goes on and goes on. You making money out there or whatever, but do it the smart way, in a way to get your family out, in a way to save a lot of people, in a way to give back. You know, and that's pretty much what I want. That's just pretty much what I want to say. May God bless y'all, man, and I love y'all.